Calls on the VIX, ticker symbol VXX, wouldn't be a bad idea because we have CPI data coming out Tuesday, 8:30 a.m., 1 hour before market open. And the CPI estimation year over year is expected to be at 6.5%. And here are the different expectations for the banks. Ameriprise, 5.8, Bank of America, 6.1, Scotiabank, 6.1, Barclays, 6.2, Credit Suisse, 6.2, JP Morgan, 6.2, Gergavin Capital, 6.2, TD Securities, Wells Fargo, Visa, 6.2, 6.2, 6.3, BMO, 6.4, as well as Goldman Sachs and Morgan Stanley. And SMBC Nikko is coming out at 6.7, so the median estimation is 6.2. What is going on, guys? Lottery Stocks here. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome to the channel if you're new. Today we have a lot of stuff to go over, so stay till the end of the video so you don't have to watch another update video here on YouTube. We will update you on everything that there is to update you on. So first of all, jumping into the S&P 500, we're sitting green on the day, up 1% on the day, sitting at 412.25. Not crazy volume, surprisingly, because we had some New York numbers that came out, but I think all of the volatility will come into tomorrow. Now, the SPY is still trading in this parallel channel, and we all know how it happens on CPI days. It's going to have a major move one way or the other. Now, the only way this probably doesn't happen is if it comes out right as expected on the dot at 6.5%. I honestly don't have a guess for this right now because, in my opinion, the housing market is propping up their prices, and there's just a lot going on behind the scenes. As of right now, I'm watching the SPY to hold this channel. It's looking strong from a technical perspective. For tomorrow, you would be looking at the top of this channel at 424.20 for a rejection, or right around 424. So if you are playing calls, that is the personal spot I would jump out at, not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. Also, if we decide to bleed tomorrow, I'm watching a hold on 404 and then 400 flat. Beyond that, I think the SPY is going to tank even further. Touching on GameStop real quick, we actually did break below the parallel channel just like AMC did, so it invalidated a couple of setups here. However, it is still holding strong on this second trend line that we have drawn out and basing off of this right now. With that being said, it's more likely that GameStop moves higher. However, AMC and GameStop will both move with the market, in my opinion, and it all depends on what happens tomorrow. Overall, watching a re-break over that $21.50 level for GameStop, and then looking for a rejection around 24 as well coming into tomorrow. As for AMC, I wanted to say that we broke back in the descending resistance. However, we're kind of just hanging on to it right now. Not a lot of volume here. We got a hammer candle. We're trading at $4.68, down a little bit under 4.5% on the day. And in my opinion, same thing goes. Whatever the SPY does, AMC is going to do as well if the SPY does decide to tank. I'm watching the relative lows on AMC at 385 for a hold. It has to hold that level. Also, APE was rising today while AMC was dropping. They're closing that arbitrage gap. If you don't know what everyone's talking about when they say that, is if the conversion goes through, APE and AMC, they want to be at the same exact price so that anybody who owns APE isn't getting sort of a deal when it converts 1-to-1 to AMC. If SPY goes green, watching $6.30 on AMC and then breaking previous highs at that $7 level and then of course $9 level. Tomorrow is going to be an important day because it is going to decide whether it's going to squeeze shorts over medium term coming into Q2 and Q3, or if the market is going to sell off and bears are going to make a ton of money. Now, before we get into some AMC or text numbers, guys, make sure to use my link. I'm going to plug this real quick so we can continue with the video. Hit my link in the comments or in the description to download Moomoo, and once you make a deposit, you will get 15 free stocks just for doing so. It's literally free money. Plus, they have a customizable earnings calendar, free level 2 order book data, access to trading options, going long, going short, and more, and your money's FDIC insured. Again, that will be linked in the comments. As for some AMC or text numbers, 22.92% short interest, utilization still maxed out, not much changing there. The cost to borrow still sitting very high at the average of 327% and the max sitting over 420%. According to Stock Tracker, there's no shares available to borrow. We are losing on the options chain, 11,000 calls compared to 103,000 puts, so the bears are winning right now. However, the market makers has stacked short exempts on AMC, 872,000 on February 10th. Now, everyone's talking about this new 8K filing. You already know I was going to bring it up. What does it mean? It actually doesn't mean much. We just went over the other one that was very important with Antera and with what Adam Aaron and the company did in general. So if you didn't watch that full update video, go watch that. But this is basically an addition. AMC Entertainment Holdings filed a current report on Form 8K February 7, 2023 to disclose the customation of the previously announced forward purchase agreement dated as December 22nd and between the company and Antera Capital. This amendment Form 8K is being filed solely to clarify the description and provide supplemental information with respect to the lockup waiver. Now, the supplemental information is just these two paragraphs right here. Number one, the amount of apes that the company is permitted to sell under the lockup restrictions under the forward purchase agreement. Originally, the company company could sell a maximum of 40 million worth of apes, which were previously sold under the waiver. The company has an option to sell an additional 100 million worth of apes during the lockup period. The company would not expect any of those sales to occur prior to the release of its annual 2022 results, and only in such a manner as anticipated to have a positive impact on long-term shareholder value. The waiver likewise gives the investor an option to sell up to 26 million of the apes that were previously subject to the lockup restriction. This represents approximately 10% of the investor's interest of ape units. So just clarification and extra supplemental information touching on how much can be sold and when it can be sold, which is basically everything we've went over. According to Stock Tracker on GameStop, 75,000 shares available to borrow at a most recent fee of 16%. Not looking good on GameStop. I don't know why. Half the float is DRS. All these DRSers are saying, you know, it affects it a ton, but it's actually not doing too hot on the cost to borrow side of things. The chart is looking okay as well, but I wouldn't say it's much different from AMC. We're losing on the option chain 5,000 to 27,000 calls to puts. Short exempt volume loaded up, as well as the short percentage 69.4%. Highest I've seen it on GameStop personally, and the short exempts very, very high as well on the 10th. Bed Bath & Beyond, not looking too hot. However, there's a ton of pressure on shorts. There's 250,000 shares available to borrow, apparently at a most recent fee of 242%. So it seems like they got a little bit of shares and a little bit of the fee dropped, and we're getting slaughtered on the call to put ratio as well. If the bears lose on the CPI data, the SPY starts to boom. This is going to be a crazy week and a half for quote unquote meme stocks, short squeeze plays, small cap stocks. Moving on, Saudi Aramco is warning that an increased focus on climate was undermining investment in oil and gas to the point where it now posed a threat to the world's energy security. This is one of the biggest companies in the world, and a record number of people are withdrawing from their 401k accounts to make ends meet, according to Vanguard Group. And Bitcoin just had its first ever death cross on the weekly chart. If you guys don't know what this is, it's an extremely bearish signal. There's a death cross and there's a golden cross. Golden cross just happened on the S&P 500, which is a bullish signal. However, it could be a trap, and the death cross is a very bearish signal. I'm not disclosing where I think it's going to go, but based off of technical analysis, Bitcoin is expected to tank. Now, the Pentagon says the unidentified objects are not balloons, and they do not know how they're staying airborne. You guys just saw yesterday all of the stuff happening. UFOs, they shot down a UFO. Well, now today, Biden administration officials have reportedly issued private assurances that there is no evidence that unidentified objects detected over North America are extraterrestrials, per the New York Times. So the Biden administration is pretty much saying these are not aliens, guys. What do you think down below? I know that's a dumb question to ask, but at first I'm like, bro, this is just this made up story. It's not a UFO. It's not aliens. Also, why would it be told to the public? And then I'm thinking, Biden administration is saying, you know, these are not extraterrestrials. And it's like, do I want to agree with the government? Do I want to believe the government? You guys let me know in the comments down below. Following that up, what will affect the market as well is war. China claims U.S. sent more than 10 spy balloons into the country's airspace. And the U.S. has said that its citizens should depart Russia immediately, which is very scary. What do you guys think is going to come out of this? Following that up, JP Morgan reached an agreement with Ukraine's Zelensky on rebuilding infrastructure. Now that we're nearing the end of the video, guys, in the description under any of my videos, there's a link to the Discord and also the link to get 15 free stocks. These are both very beneficial things, as in the Discord, we have trading alerts, we talk stocks all day with 300 plus people in there, so you really won't miss a trading opportunity. Make sure to get in the Discord down below. Overall, guys, this is what I got for you for today's video. Hopefully you enjoyed watching or found value out of video. Let me know what you think in the comments. Make sure to share, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. I love you all. Lottery Stocks out.